You got the touch. You got the power.
On September 29, 2017, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition was released. Basically a smaller, downright adorable version of the original Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo Mini, as I like to call it, comes with 20 of the most popular games from the Super Nintendo library, including Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, and many more, including a game that was never released, Star Fox 2. And all these games are built right into the system. Ooh-wee, that sounds great! Where can I get one of those? But, and with every great console, it's bound to get some accessories. Some great, some not so great. One of the accessories is the Edge Super Gamepad. Weird name. This little trinket was made by Mayo? What the heck's with these names? It has 6 turbo fire switches. This gimmick allows you to fire multiple shots or repeat the same action over and over without having to spam the buttons. It's mainly useful in shooting games like Star Fox or Mega Man. It also comes with an adapter for your PC and a gamer's guide booklet called Super Cheat Code Edition. Finally, a name that makes sense. Is this a good controller? Is it worth $15? Join me, Artist Touch, as I review the Edge Super Gamepad. First of all, let's talk about the design. You may have noticed that the gamepad is an awful lot like the Super Nintendo controller. That's because it is. Well, kinda. It's almost an exact replica of it. The only difference besides the turbo switches are the colors and the buttons. X and Y aren't inverted, like on the original. It's more reminiscent of the Super Famicom controller than anything else. Design-wise, it's my favorite part of the controller. The bright, vibrant colors mesh really well with the dull grays. It really makes the controller stick out a lot more when compared to the original. It also has an 8-foot long cord, which is great. It may not be wireless, but it's better than the 3-foot long cord. I'm looking at you, Mini NES. All the buttons seem to work just fine, but the D-pad, well, remember when I said it's almost an exact replica of the Super Nintendo controller? Well, this is where they differ. You see, the D-pad isn't like the one on the original. On the original, the D-pad had a button for each individual direction, so it wouldn't accidentally press 2 directions at once. But with the Super Gamepad, it's just one single button. It's more like the Sega Genesis or the Xbox 360's D-pad. It's even comparable to a joystick on an Atari controller or an arcade machine. You know what I mean? It's not unusable, don't get me wrong. It still gets the job done, it just takes some getting used to, that's all. The Super Cheat Code Edition is basically an instruction manual for all 21 games on the system. It's super useful, and it's hands down the best part of this product. It actually does have some cheat codes, like for getting 50 lives in Donkey Kong Country, or for getting all sub-tanks, hearts, etc. in Mega Man X. It also tells you how to use the turbo feature in some of the games, which is very helpful. I would have never guessed to do this. My name might be Artist, but I'm not that creative. Everything else in the book just tells you how to play the games. In conclusion, the Edge Super Gamepad is a neat little controller with a semi-useful gimmick. It has a great design, a useful book, and a long cord, which makes playing on my recliner a lot more comfortable. You've probably noticed that I didn't really talk about the turbo feature. That's because there's not a lot of games on the Super Nintendo Mini that require button mashing, thus making the turbo feature useless. But to be fair, the Super Gamepad does make playing Mega Man X a heck of a lot easier. Well, as easy as you can make Mega Man. But I've gotten a lot further in the game than I've ever gotten before thanks to the Gamepad. There's probably some PC games that are compatible with it, but I wouldn't know. I don't have any. So basically, if you don't have any PC games, you'll only be getting the controller for either its design, or most likely the book. Unless you suck at Mega Man as much as I do. You can easily get an extension cord or a PC controller for like $5 to $12 on Amazon, maybe more depending on the brand. So, in the end, I give the Super Edge Gamepad a 7 out of 10. $15 is an okay price, but if you find it for like $10 or something, I suggest picking it up. That is, if you even got a Super Nintendo Mini. To be fair, they've gotten a lot more common these days. I've seen them like 5 times already.